including the United States. He was telling them to the face. One of the conversations that came on board, which is very concerning, is the security issue of Burkina Faso. This is where the minister did not spare the United States. According to General Langley, he's afraid, they are worried. The Minister of Foreign Affairs of Burkina Faso did not spare this aspect of General Langley to the United States. He pointed it out boldly and asked. Respect, lovely people, thank you so much for joining Official Survivor Media, your trusted media house. I told you this platform is not a content creating platform. This is a family house for Africans where we come together to discuss our house matters. If you have been watching us for a long time, you are not part of the family, I don't know what is holding you. I appeal to everybody who have not yet subscribed to the channel. Please, let's hit 100K plus. Let's keep going. Let's build this family house. Support us. It's not only about comment. Support us, real support. It is said that Africans don't support Africans. I don't believe that. I believe Africans support the African narrative. Please support the channel for us. Thank you so much. Today we are in Burkina Faso, the land of upright men. They have demonstrated to us a couple of times, every time, that these are actually upright men. We are in Burkina Faso, and I don't know, the United States of America seems a little bit confused. I don't know what's happening. I don't know if I should say it's frustration or confusion, but the United States is seeking a friendly hand towards Burkina Faso. Donald Trump just sent a special delegate to Burkina Faso to go and have some negotiations, and I'm going to line up everything. At the same time, the United States is sending warning to China. Warning China and telling China that hands off Burkina Faso, hands off the Sahel, hands off Africa. Yes, I'm being honest. So, it's funny. Let's first of all go to Burkina Faso and understand the reason why the United States is in Burkina Faso currently. And then I'll take you to the warning that China is receiving strongly. If you have been following this platform for a long time, you will not be surprised to see the United States there, or having the news right now that Donald Trump sent special delegate to Burkina Faso, or United States is in Burkina Faso for diplomatic relation. You will not be surprised, because I've been posting this. They have been trying to go there, changing the move from sending their ambassador there, from ambassador to, different faces. They have been changing faces there, and I've been reporting it there. They're trying their best to extend a friendly and diplomatic relation hand towards Burkina Faso. But the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Burkina Faso is being tough on them, both the UN and the United States, together with the European Union. They are being tough on them because the conditions that guide, or the new rule that guide Burkina Faso right now, the Minister of Burkina Faso, understanding the kind of people they are dealing with, is making it very tough for them. Now, on Tuesday, May 27th or 27th May 2025, top US official visited Burkina Faso's capital, Ouagadougou, to strengthen ties between the two nations, Burkina Faso and the United States. The visit was part of an effort initiated by the US President Donald Trump. Yes, the President of the United States, Donald Trump, initiated this visit. So, Will Stevens, U.S. Deputy Assistant Secretary of State of West Africa, he went there and he went to Burkina Faso and delivered a message from Donald Trump. And the message emphasized the desire of the United States to build strong, respectful partnership between the United States and Burkina Faso. According to his word in quote, he said, "We want a relationship based on mutual respect and respect for each country's independence. We believe we can work together to solve problems and improve our cooperation." So they know that they don't respect people, and people are talking about their disrespectful attitude. So they put that respect in the statement 2 times and actually acknowledge that there is a problem to be solved. Beautiful. Now, what is the focus of the discussion, lovely people? Now, during his meeting with Minister Karamoko Jean-Marie Traoré, several key topics were discussed, including improving trade relations between the United States and Burkina Faso, boosting security cooperation, creating long-term strategic partnership between the United States and Burkina Faso. These were the things that they pulled out before Burkina Faso. And the minister did not spare them or being hypocritical. He gave it to them, lovely people. Now, the Minister Traoré, it's funny, it's funny, but let's get right into it. Let me compose myself. Or let me comport myself. The Minister of Foreign Affairs, Traoré, appreciated the visit and said, no problem. Since we are here to have a discussion, then let's have discussion, proper discussion. And the minister emphasized that it's a good thing that today they came to Burkina Faso to hear directly from the ground, not relying on rumors. It's giving them the punchline from that direction. Now, the minister lined up Burkina Faso's standpoint. If you want to deal with us, this part sweet me the most. The minister Traore explained that Burkina Faso is seeking partnership, all right, across the world, but partnership that supports the country's independence and long-term development. If you can support their independence and sovereignty and respect their development and sovereignty, and he stressed also the importance of fairness and respect in international relationship. They don't want to be disrespected. If you would disrespect us, relationship, no, because foreign relation is not a friendship. Diplomatic relationship or foreign relationship is about respect and mutual respect. It has nothing to do with friendship. Now, according to the minister, in his word, he said, as Burkinabe, as Sahelians, and as Africans, we demand mutual. You see, he's speaking for Africans, not just Burkinabe. These are not selfish people, lovely people. He said, as Burkinabe, as Sahelian, and as an African, we demand mutual respect and recognition of our sovereignty. Africa should be treated like every other continent, and Africans, like any other people, should be treated equally. We want to avoid offensive language and instead build partnership based on equality. I watched Burkina Faso, their relationship. When it comes to their foreign relationship, I watched that angle a lot. Burkina Faso, they are never hard on people and talking about respect so much to anybody trying to have relation with them. It is always either UN, EU, or United States, because these individuals, not from me, but across the continent of Africa and people, it has always been the criticism of how they disrespect the sovereignty of other nations, not my opinion. And one of the conversations that came on board, which is very concerning, is the security issue of Burkina Faso. This is where the minister did not spare the United States. On security level, the minister Traore expressed disappointment that some countries, including the United States, he was telling them to the face that they came here to have diplomatic relationship with them and to also talk about security issue. Meanwhile, they have blocked the sale of military equipment to this same Burkina Faso due to political concern. You don't want to supply us weapons to fight the terrorists. Yeah, you are here and you say you want to help us fight the terrorists. And the minister argued with the delegate that their stance ignore the urgent reality of the fight against terrorism and it conflicts their interest in fighting terrorism. What is the United States response? Will Stevens responded by promising to make a personal step to help resolve this issue. He said he will work towards improving support for Burkina Faso and the larger region in the fight against terrorism and its funding networks. I don't know the reason why nobody is asking them about what we heard in Congress recently, that their aid is going to a particular direction I don't want to mention here. Now, there is a reaction to the US military comment. The Minister of Foreign Affairs of Burkina Faso did not spare this aspect of General Langley to the United States. He pointed it out boldly and asked the delegate that, look, how about the controversial remarks made by your general, US General Langley, about Burkina Faso? Because you are here to have relationship with Burkina Faso. So anything concerning Burkina Faso, anything coming from you negatively, you should be able to have answer to it. And you understand very well that this comment by General Langley, it drew global attention. Stephen skipped the answer and said his mission was to rebuild trust and promote a more positive and respectful partnership with Burkina Faso. This is what he said. A big question like that was asked. This is what he said. I am here to send a message of hope and cooperation. Meanwhile, when General Langley himself was asked in Kenya recently, you all watch how he answered it. He was trying to play smart about it and trying to be like, you know, Burkina Faso is a sovereign nation and have the right to eat gold, what they can use it to. His comment is about, you know, the military aspect and blah, 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 making some comment that you cannot even understand him. Watch what he said.
Your remarks recently at the Senate seem to suggest that he's diverting, that's General Traore, is diverting its 4 billion gold reserves to sustain his military rule rather than for public welfare. These remarks sparked widespread condemnation across the continent. What did you mean by that statement?
Let me speak to Burkina Faso's sovereignty. They maintain their sovereignty. They make their decisions how they use their resources. They make their decisions who their resources go to for military support. That's their sovereign right. But my cautionary tale was just from a military perspective. That was a Senate Armed Services Committee asking me a direct question. Burkina Faso, a lot of great things going on to progress them forward, okay? But then when you look at the military part of it, knowing that that's the epicenter of global terrorism.
You can see that the man is shaking. He doesn't want to make things worse, honestly speaking. Now, China is stepping in as the United States is scaling back in Africa. Currently, the United States seem to forget that we are no longer in the unipolar war. We are in the multipolar war where everybody is now looking for market. If you want to take a step out, somebody will replace your step immediately. China is there, Russia is there, everybody is there. Africa is now hot cake. Only our leaders are not seeing it. What we can use this moment of political shift and global shift, the economic shift which is happening from the west to the east, how we can make proper use of it to become players. When the table is completely set, we can be part of the decision makers. They are still going to do this mark time until when the table is completely set, we'll continue begging. And these days, China is moving towards the Sahel so close, partnering with Sahel with respect, mutual respect. The United States is warning China through the African chief in the middle of this dynamic shift. Because as the United States is re-evaluating its role in Africa, a new power is rising to fill the gap, China. The commander of U.S. AFRICOM, General Michael Langley, again, has raised this alarm over China's growing involvement across the continent of Africa. According to General Langley, China is not just increasing its presence, but China is actively trying to replicate U.S. military programs, partnerships, and influence as the U.S. is pulling back. Now, the problem is you are pulling back and you don't want anybody to even replace you. I mean, what does that mean? You are moving back, bullying us, taking your aid, whatever it is that gives you influence on the continent, you are taking it away, and you don't even want anybody to come in for us. Anyway, we don't even need anybody to come in for us. We are capable looking at our resources, just that we don't have leaders. According to General Langley, he's afraid, they are worried. According to the interview, he said they are worried about China and Russia influence in Africa.
So you're not concerned about China and Russia expanding their military and economic influence across the continent?
We are concerned about it.
He pointed also that China has started offering its own military education and security cooperation programs similar to the Americans' International Military Education and Training, which is the IMET, and has also begun hosting military drills with Africa countries, like a recent one which happened in Tanzania. I don't know how many of you know about it. I'm going to create content about it, so you need to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the update. Now, we all know that the United States is pulling back from Africa, but General Langley is telling us right now that the U.S. is not abandoning Africa. That is what he's saying. They are just changing how they will engage with Africa. In the word he said, we are not here to be a permanent crutch. Our goal is to help Africa to do more for itself. Is it true? No. Africans don't think so. Africans don't think that the United States want to help Africa to do more for itself. According to Africans across the continent, we are not seeing it like that. We are seeing it differently. Because honestly speaking, lovely people, China is strategically filling the gap with influence, honestly speaking, because the Chinese and the rest of the superpowers understand the disappointment of Africans when it comes to dealing with the West. So they are filling that gap. China is expanding rapidly in Africa with approaches which include military training program, infrastructure development, roads, support and military bases, loans and financial aid with fewer political conditions. It's not like the United States own with a whole lot of things hanging around it. No. Joint military exercise and arms sales. China is offering alternative model of cooperation, the one that appeals to African governments seeking less interference in domestic policy. Because you see, the United States right now is in Burkina Faso, and the Burkina foreign minister is asking them, you refuse to even sell weapons to us, yet you want to help us fight terrorism. How is that possible? But with China, once you have the money to acquire whatever military equipment you want, they sell to you. You are not prohibited. Russia, the same thing. But you, the United States, that you set up your military bases across the continent, when it comes to you, you prohibit us from accessing certain military equipment. So how are we going to work together and fight terrorism? Now, General Langley made another comment, which is a lie. He described the Sahel, which include countries like Mali, Niger, Burkina Faso, as the epicenter of terrorism in the world today. It's a lie. They try to put fear in people, and I don't know. According to him, groups like ISIS, Al-Qaeda are growing stronger in the region. Who is sponsoring them? I don't know. Nobody should give me trouble. I don't know. Who is sponsoring them? Last time we heard something from the Congress that part of the United States aid is going somewhere. I don't know where it's going. If you know, put it in the comments. He said in Burkina Faso, the government has lost control over a large part of its territory, which is another complete lie, because Burkina Faso is actually reclaiming their territory. That is a fact. We have all the facts out there. These are facts you can't see on the Western media. Burkina Faso is rather reclaiming their territory. They are not losing more territory. No. Under the democratic regime with AFRICOM and EU, whatever it is they are doing there, they were losing a lot of territory. According to Captain Ibrahim Traore, it got to some time. We have security men. The soldiers have to be on guard with stick. He said it. That is how they reduce the military too. So Donald Trump or the United States or the West are now frightened of the fact that as they're trying to back off from Africa and Africans will come begging them, China is trying to fill the gap. So they're trying to come back in a way, different form, you understand? And the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Burkina Faso, I love his stand. He is giving them conditions that is becoming difficult for them to comply with. They are very smart. They will welcome them, but the condition laid down for them to comply with, they cannot. That is why they are coming and going and going and coming. Last month, UN went there. It didn't work. EU went there. Still is not working. United States is now there. It is not going to work because the condition laid down by Burkina Faso, these are the new conditions guiding the country, and you must align yourself with it or there's no deal. One question we need to ask ourselves: why superpowers are after Africa? We don't go after them. It's always them coming here. The fact is, Africa holds over 30% of the world mineral reserve, including 40% of the global gold, 90% of the chromium and platinum, a vast reserves of gold, gas, uranium, cobalt, lithium, and rare earth minerals. All these are essential for modern technologies like smartphone, electronic vehicles, military system, and clean energy solution. Global powers, including the United States, China, Russia, and the European Union, are competing for influence in Africa because of its untapped natural wealth, young population, growing market, and strategic geopolitical position. Today, with the world shifting towards green technology and digital economy, African resources are key to the future of this world. The scramble for Africa has never truly ended. The United States has gone back a little bit and is coming with a new strategy. It has never ended. It only changed form. Today, it is not about direct colonization, but economic control, military influence, and resource extraction. As Pan-Africans, we must rise to protect our sovereignty, unite our strength, and ensure Africa benefits first from African wealth. Our destiny must no longer be written from foreign capitals, but in the heart and hands of a united Africa. But I would like to know your opinion about United States going to seek a diplomatic relationship with Burkina Faso. I know you people, you are so full of knowledge. I'm in the comment section waiting for your family. Respect.